Hello, and welcome to Playtime. I'm your host, AltaGamer2004, and today I'm back with 2064 Read-Only Memories. Last time we were on a quest to find the ghost hacker that was changing everybody's writing, and people started dying, so now we met Aunt... What was her name? Aunt Liv? No.
Maybe we should ring the...
Really? I gotta ring the bell to go back in?
I suppose we...
Oh, I can't talk to her. Okay. Dude, you're on the hose, guy. Are you trying to hurt this poor little water rom? No, I forgot I tried giving it water already. Can I get more water off of you?
Hello again. Have you come back for some of my cool, refreshing water?
Actually, I have. Give me some water.
I'll soon have
sparkling water.
Available.
Sparkling water.
It's just as cool and refreshing.
Ew. Sparkling water is disgusting. Anybody who drinks sparkling water is a madman. Okay, there is nothing new. Except for this guy. So let's give him spoiled milk.
Can I help you? I don't really have time to talk. I'm waiting for someone.
Are you Vincent Mensah? We're here for a meeting on behalf of Melody Flores.
Melody.
Oh, good. You're Melody's people. Do you have everything that I asked for?
What?
There must be some miscommunication. Melody said that you would be able to provide us with some information about Hayden Weber's projects within Parallax. He has gone missing, and any information we get may be useful.
Oh, that's right. We're not telling people that he's dead.
Damn that old woman.
What?
We had a deal. She promised me, and I'm not giving up anything until I get what I need.
Alright.
I
We're
already
on a
know
fetch
Hayden is
quest.
missing. Why else would I be willing to sell corporate secrets to Flower? This was my chance to get out of the city. Instead, she sends the two of you, hat in hand with nothing. I'm assuming you're Hayden's little pet AI?
Insulting, but accurate.
Very insulting.
Look, I'm sorry to come off callous. I do want to help. Hayden was a colleague and a friend, and I want to know he's okay.
He's
I
dead.
also need help getting the hell out of Neo SF, and now. My info is my leverage, and it's not for free. I'll just have to find another buyer. Maybe after I make another deal, I'll be able to pass it to you.
Perhaps we could assist you? My friend here is a terrific journalist. Being skilled at hunting down people and information is part of the job.
I don't know. Look, I need 100,000 credits, an untraceable car, and a fake passport for me and my wife, Francesca.
Yeah, I ain't that good.
If you can get me all that, I'll give you anything you want. Hayden's research notes, what I know about Parallax, my company's security credentials, whatever. If you're really sure journals can come up with that kind of stuff in one day.
We might be able to do that. No. Where's the option? Let's find another route. We might be able to do that. Do you mind answering some questions
Dear
first?
God, I'm doomed.
Melody only gave us a rough sketch of what you need. The more you can tell us about the situation, the sooner we can fulfill your request.
Sure, as long as it isn't the juicy stuff.
let's start with the basics. What do you do for
I'm
Parallax?
the head applications engineer for their data analysis division. Or maybe was, is what I should be saying. If Hayden is the big brain who comes up with the math that runs the search algorithms, I'm the guy who figures out how to collect and apply the data that we get. We've worked pretty closely for years, but he's head and shoulders above me as far as theory goes. Hayden built a fully independent machine intelligence in his spare time. Don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to bash myself here. I'm a good software engineer, probably one of the best.
Also, why are you wearing a scouter?
But machine intelligence?
Can you
In
tell
a
me what
form
my
factor
power
like
level
yours?
is?
Now that blows my mind. We've got full immersion, virtual reality, yet most people would still call you science fiction.
If you say so.
Why? I mean, these pretty much go hand in hand. He probably wants to get out of Neo San Francisco because of Hayden's disappearance. Why are you so adamant about getting out of Neo San
Because
Francisco?
Parallax is rotting from the inside out. Hayden going missing is the last straw, and it's a big-ass straw. There is... how do I put this without giving it away? There's a new project about to roll out, and it's going to change everything about how Parallax does their business worldwide. Since the launch of the MeshNet, we've had some board shakeups, and the people at the top are different from the ones who've previously run the company. The altruism the company displayed in the past is gone. They're harder, more ruthless, and more concerned with profits and power than ever before. Not just richest company in the valley power either. Real power. My guess? Parallax got rid of Hayden because he was about to do something that would get in the way of that. If they're willing to get rid of the brightest mind on their payroll, what's to stop them from getting rid of me? There's a half dozen people who could do my job. So I'm getting out before I accidentally step on the wrong person's toes and end up at the bottom of the bay.
That makes a lot of sense. Do you know anything about Hayden's disappearance?
Nothing concrete. I probably wouldn't have noticed anything out of the ordinary. I mean, Hayden goes out for a couple days all the time, right? Conferences and guest teaching. He doesn't exactly share his itinerary with me. I tried asking around and no one will say anything. If he had jumped ship, went to a different company, it would be the talk of the week at the water coolers. Instead, dead silence. Thankfully, he allowed me to keep backups of most of his work, simply because I cross-referenced it so much. He didn't like having it all in one place anyway.
Smart.
Bring me what I asked for, and I'll tell you more.
Thank you. We'll go get those things for you.
I need to make some calls, and this park ROM is fun. I want to poke at it a bit. If you do manage to get what I need, bring it here today and you'll get anything you want.
Even sparkling
Forwarding photos
water?
and info for the passports to touring now. And I really hope you can do this.
I hope I can too.
I'd rather give it to you than some other corporation anyway. See you soon.
I don't know how the hell I'm going to do this.
I'm not quite sure where to get fake passports or an untraceable card.
Or
The only
100,000
shady folks
credits?
we know are those punks who vandalized Hayden's apartment. I doubt they could point us in the right direction, but a long shot is better than no shot.
How are we supposed to get
They
in
might
contact
agree
with
to
them?
help us in repayment for the damage done to the apartment. They seemed remorseful. We should check Market Street for them, in case they regularly hang out there. As for the rest, perhaps Dr. Fairlight or Melody could spot us the credits. That certainly is no small amount, but is unlikely to cause much consternation for either of them, assuming they are as dedicated to helping as they claim.
Let's go with Melody.
is
I don't
assumably
trust
home
Dr.
as
Fairlight.
usual, and Fairlight did let us know he'd be at the hospital. We could ask either of them for assistance. Up to you to decide which would be a better course of action.
Oh. Okay, there's Market Street.
those wipers look scary pointed out like that.
Okay, that's still the same stuff. Hey, Ramona.
The Hassy Rhyme will help you get your Hassy fix.
Oh, no, I did not want to leave. What are you still doing out here?
Welcome back! Care to take another pamphlet or two?
No. Why are you here all alone?
Ah, the cold weather has made organising demonstrations a bit difficult, to say the least. But I refuse to relent in our mission. Rain or shine, sleet or snow, I will not rest until I stop these abominations from undoing God's almighty work.
Oh, God. Won't shutting down clinics like this cost lives?
That's a leading question. Of course, some people have life-threatening afflictions, and it's a good thing that science has evolved to treat all kinds of diseases. Simply wanting cat ears and furry tails does not constitute a disease. A disease of the mind, perhaps. If the government strictly limits genetic alteration surgeries to only life-threatening emergencies, well, that would be a start towards undoing the damage. We are not God. We were made in his image, and his image did not include fur.
Then how do you explain all the other animals walking around on Earth? Why is someone with genetic modifications less human?
I feel it's rather simple. It's even in the name. Modifying genes means we are changing the very DNA that makes us unique. We're giving doctors, among other people with a severe lack of understanding of the human condition, the right to make us into entirely new species. We are the byproduct of tens of thousands of years of natural selection and evolution, and now these people want that progress to just be reduced to a formula, to be injected into your skin at your convenience?
I don't know. I feel like natural selection died off in the human race about 2,000 years ago. Well, maybe not 2,000. When did technology really start getting advanced? 60 years ago.
And why?
I don't know.
To fulfill some sick fantasy.
I mean, when you got
our dramas, leave your imagination at home.
I mean, when you got people having to lock up laundry detergent so that kids don't eat it, natural selection has died off. We protect people from their own stupidity nowadays, and while that is a good thing, it also does kind of negate natural selection.
Besides, why should we give these self-proclaimed animals the same rights as humans when they clearly don't want to be human?
How far would you like humanity to go?
That is the greatest misconception of our group. They would have you believe that we'd rather go back to the Dark Ages. Oh, sure, the human revolution wants people to go back to washing clothes by hand down by the river, right? We'll all go back to playing with sticks, yes?
Hey, playing with sticks is fun.
We do not advocate for a reversal of all technology. That would be ludicrous. We merely want severe limitations on genetic enhancements and a focus on medicinal practice beyond gene therapy. That would include an outlawing of cosmetic gene therapy, yes, people parading around in fur and scales as proud abominations. We need the government to protect these patients from themselves.
What has your group accomplished since it was founded?
Through some concerted efforts, we've created an alliance with a number of businesses banning service and employment of unhumans.
I mean, I don't know. As long as they're not hurting you. Unhumans?
Yeah, they call themselves hybrids, but we call them what they are. I can't respect those who willingly trade their humanity away. Thanks to our efforts, many local businesses are finally gaining the confidence to only serve human beings. If they wanted to feed animals, well, they'd open up a pound. Why, just the other day, a Neo-SF landlord thanked me for supporting his decision to deny tenancy to unhumans. He already feels better about his decision to seek out our help. Plus, can you imagine the cleaning fees?
That's all I wanted to ask.
Great! Do tell me when you get the article out. I love to read the comments.
Forgive me if I'm wrong, but doesn't most of the MeshNet speak critically of your organization?
Oh, that's cute. The robot wants to join in the discussion now. Yes, this is true. Though historically, most revolutionaries are unpopular when they're in the middle of the fight. I sleep comfortably knowing that history will be on my side.
I promise I'll write a fair assessment of the situation.
Why, thank you. I appreciate bold integrity from good journalists like yourself.
Thanks for the interview. I'll let you know if I need anything else.
Oh, please do. Have a lovely day now. And remember, God designed you perfectly just the way you are.
I don't buy it, honestly. Like, as long as they're not hurting anybody with their changes. Like, this guy is mixing, you know, like, Bible-thumping religion with segregation.
One simple failure will not...
Can I zap him? Do you really think that wanton violence will help? Can I give either of them milk? No. I like Oliver. Let's talk to Oliver.
Oh, crap! It's that reporter in the bot again! Cheese it, Ollie!
Hold on a moment! We're just here to ask the two of you for a favor. You don't need to run again.
Heh! I knew you didn't have the guts to mess with me!
Guts?
And why would we want to help you?
We did trash that apartment, Chad.
Yeah? So?
We also didn't report you to the police for it.
Yeah? So?
And they still could.
I don't want to be a blackmailer, but...
Oh. All
Good
right, well,
point.
spill it then! I ain't got all day. Can't you see me and Oliver are busy?
Doing what?
We need some assistance with some illicit activity that, statistically, individuals in your age bracket are likely to have experience with.
Oh, so this is one of those things where you need a streetwise kid to show you the ropes.
Yeah, pretty much.
So, what's the thread?
The thread?
B&E, war driving, copyright infringement, search bombing?
What? War driving from a kid? What is search bombing?
Is search bombing actually illegal?
What is search bombing?
It's against the terms of service, so probably, at least in California.
We need to buy some fake IDs. Today, if possible.
Oh, that's nothing. If you can pay. Ollie can whip up a couple that'll work good enough to get you past a bouncer or a cop doing sniff tests. He's a wizard with a printer and a lifted wallet.
It's more complicated than that. We need falsified passports that can get 2 people past the border safely.
Oh, yeah, I don't think Ollie can do that. Can you?
I have confidence.
Not without equipment a lot more expensive and illegal than what I already have.
What about that guy who got Elise that unrestricted mesh card when she was on probation?
Who is Elise?
That's not really the same thing, Chad. But it wouldn't hurt to give him a call. Give me a few minutes. This guy is pretty sketchy, very cloak and dagger. I'll have to play middleman.
Excellent. I'll forward you the relevant documents and photos.
Oh man, now I'm starting to feel left out. Ollie gets to show off all his cool connections. You sure you don't need someone's head kicked in a little? That's my area of expertise in our little duo. Well, that and petty larceny.
We might have something that will suit your skill set.
Do we?
Let's just get the passports first, if you can stay calm for that long.
Hey, you can steal us a car.
You sure yap a lot more than any of the ROMs I've ever owned. What's the deal? You install some new conversation routines Ollie ain't had the chance to nerd out about yet?
Yeah,
They're
sure.
top notch. Very bleeding edge.
I don't run traditional ROM VI personality software. I am, in fact, the first fully sapient machine intelligence.
Don't go around
At
blurting
least
that
I know
out.
about.
Which means what exactly? In English.
Which means he's worth a pretty penny and you would steal him.
It means he's a person, Chad, not a toy. Now keep it down. I'm still on the phone.
Oops. And yes, what he said.
Well, that's awesome. You ain't so bad. For a tin can.
Tin can? Really? I'm composed almost entirely out of plasteel and silica.
Oh, great.
Has no one come up with better insults for robots since the turn of the century? ROMs have been out for almost 2 decades.
Would you rather be called a trash can?
Yeah. That's a good point. Give me a sec. I'm pretty good at name calling, too.
Oh, God.
Oh no.
Why?
I'm sorry I brought it up.
Yeah, why, Turing? Why?
Just hold on a second. Underclocked? Oh, BitBrain!
Don't hurt yourself, Chad.
I'll get back to you, Bubblehead.
I like that. Bubblehead.
Okay, I talked to the guy.
And?
He said he'll do it, but he only works in trade. A couple of passports are gonna run us... one signed poster for Magical Commander Yukino? Yukino at the Gates to the Deep?
Course. It's always that Japanese crap.
It's not my fault they make the best VR dramas.
Where am I gonna get that?
Maybe you can do better?
Probably.
Anyway, where can we get a poster like that?
From the Hasp
I'm not
shop.
sure. Probably nearby. I've done switches with this guy before, and he never asks for something that'll take too long to get. My guess is he's a local that uses people like us as a way to nab something he's had his eye on. We'll help you look for it.
I already know where to look. Hassie.
Oh, there it is! I knew I saw a poster for Magical Commander Yukino somewhere around here. I should have remembered Ramona had one.
You know this lady?
Sure. We talk sometimes when I'm getting our drinks.
It's called
You're
being
usually
polite.
too busy provoking people to notice.
You call it provoking. I call it spontaneous enthusiasm for healthy rivalry.
Yeah, that's provoking.
There's a bit of a line. We'll have to wait a few minutes before we can talk to her.
Or I could just whip out the spoiled milk.
We could just do a smash and grab. Simple and effective.
We can't do that. She knows who we are.
Us too.
This is the most boring felony I've ever been an accessory to.
I mean, we're not stealing.
Look, we'll just stand in line.
Like a bunch of clumps? Chumps?
Clumps,
What
really?
is the big picture anyway, Blue Bomber?
Blue Bomber.
I'm
Isn't
not sure it's
that
wise
Bomberman?
to spread it around, Chad. For either of us, the less you know, the less reason anyone has to bother you.
Screw that, Static. I'm not heading to juvie not knowing what for.
You're not headed to juvie, though.
Spill the beans, or I'll spill them for you.
Your persistence is already legendary, Chad. Fine.
Legendary.
If you really must know, we are going to trade the passports for some information regarding the disappearance of my creator. His apartment was the one you trashed.
Oh shit, that Hayden dude is your dad? And they snatched him? Oh, that's so messed up.
And he's dead.
Well, Dad after a fashion. He raised me.
Man, I hope you find the dudes that took him. I hope he's okay.
It seems very unlikely.
Oh man, I don't know what to say, you know? I mean, I still have my dad, but he's...
Chad?
I'm guessing he's a hybrid.
He's never really been around. Too busy trying to save the world from itself.
Oh no, I was right the first time! He's that...
Even now, he's over there standing in front of that damn clinic.
I was right the
And
first time!
I thought I could find a way to make him... Whatever. I might as well nuke that drive. It ain't gonna sink.
In a previous episode, I had guessed that Brian was Chad's father.
Hell yeah! Dudes gotta stick together, you know?
Dudes?
Don't matter if you're a robot
I'm a dude.
or what. We all got
She's
the
a
same
dude.
shit to deal with.
He's a dude. We're all dudes. Hey!
Gotta grab destiny by the horns and make your own mark.
From the mouth of babes.
Hey, won't fault you on good taste, but watch that whole babe thing. I'm taken, and I don't need no game being spit my way.
I didn't mean it like that.
That's not... Never mind.
Right. I'm starting to like Chad.
Whoop, the line has finally cleared up. Let's go talk to Ramona.
Which poster am I looking at? This one.
Hey, Allie.
Salutations, Ramona.
Aw, that's
What
cute.
can I do for you all?
Ahem.
Oh, this is my friend, Chad.
My name is Starfucker.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, you too.
Can we change his
We
name
were
back?
hoping you might be able to give us your assistance, Miss
Since everybody
Rogers.
keeps calling him Chad anyway.
We want to make a trade for that magical Commander Yukino poster over there. It's necessary for us to get some pretty important information.
No way! Not happening. Nuh-uh. Yukino is off limits.
This is literally a matter of life and death, Ramona.
How does life and death depend on a nerdy poster? Look, I don't even care. That poster was signed by Takeko herself. It's one of a kind.
I'd rather not drag you any further into this than necessary, but I promise that we're not overstating it. This is a dire situation, and people have already died.
Jeez. Look, whatever you're doing sounds sketch as hell. I and Magical Commander Yukino herself want no part in it. I don't even see how the poster can help.
Man, you nerds sure do love your cheap crap from the net.
Cheap crap! I'll have you know that poster is worth hundreds of credits. Maybe more. Takeko passed away years ago, so there aren't any more of them getting signed.
Oh.
It's special.
Sure it is.
He doesn't get it. He's not in the fandom.
Right.
Thankfully.
I would say we could get you another, it'll only take a few days, but she just said Takeko died!
It's not just a poster. It was a gift from someone. Someone I
who?
care about, okay? Besides, you can't get another one. Takeko passed away a few years ago.
Perhaps there's something else that would make a suitable trade?
You aren't hearing me, are you?
It's not for trade.
It has sentimental value. You can't replace that. Look, you'll just have to order something off the mesh, because you can't have this one.
Oh, we don't have time. This lead will dry up by then.
Keep me out of this.
Please, Ramona.
Okay, enough. How about this for a trade? I have an original keyframe cell from Pretty Champion Sailor Sirius, signed by Takeko at home.
Whoa! You have a signed Sailor Sirius cell? That's super rare! They stopped doing keyframes by hand right around the time of her death.
You can't be serious, Ollie! You have that thing framed on your wall! And you wouldn't shut up about it for a week after you got it!
We can't
This is
ask that,
important,
Ollie.
Chad. You can't say you wouldn't do the same thing if someone had your dad. Think about Turing. I can't ask Ramona to give up something important to her if I'm not willing to do the same.
Maybe.
Wow.
Look, okay, I don't know what's going on, but you can't give me that cell for the poster.
But we need...
Yeah, you'll get the poster. Whatever you're doing, it must be really important if you'd be willing to give that up. Do you have something more equal to trade, Ollie?
A couple of things, maybe.
We'll talk about it then. Maybe you can find me another one, too. Go ahead and take the poster.
Thank you, Ramona. Thank you, Ollie.
Thank you, Ramona.
Yes! I can't tell you how much it means to us, Ms. Rogers.
Sure. And, you think I could see that cell sometime, Ollie?
Oh.
Of course. I'll bring it over when we talk about the trade.
Or maybe she would like to come over to your place to see it.
So cool.
I don't like the way she was flirting with you, Ollie.
Aw,
What are
he's
you
jealous.
talking about?
so flirting when I see it. And I'm saying I don't like it. Not one bit.
Aww.
We just talk about old anime sometimes, Chad. Neither of us are interested in the other.
Sure.
Well, we have the poster now. What's next?
Go ahead and call this number, Turing. He'll want to set up the drop with you, now that I've introduced you to him.
Sure. Change the subject.
I'll call him right now then. It's ringing.
Yeah, phones usually do that.
You the ones looking for some papers?
We are, and we have the requested payment with us.
Good. We're gonna do this real professional-like. You know Stardust?
Yeah, I was gonna say that
I do.
song sounds familiar.
Head there. Leave the poster behind the Megaphobator arcade cabinet, and get out. Come back 10 minutes later, and your stuff will be behind the machine.
I understand.
Good. I'll be waiting.
Well, that was very mysterious.
Yeah, that's how this guy is. I don't even know his name, and I've been getting things from him for a few years now.
Who cares? Let him play Spy Master if he wants. Let's hurry up to Stardust and get this over with. I've wasted enough of my day with this crap.
Who have I met at Stardust?
Go inside to make the drop. We'll wait out here.
Yeah. Don't want to get our IDs taken.
I suppose I should feign surprise.
Hey, it's a pretty cool set. Even if it is like 1,000,000 years old.
They don't really care about the IDs unless you try to hit the bar.
Found that one out the hard way.
We would have been fine if you hadn't taken...
That's okay, Chad.
We'll be
The hard way
right
is fun
back,
sometimes.
Gentlemen. Try not to set the building on fire while we're gone.
Turing!
No security right now?
I'm ashamed to say I've gone on a few assy spike benders in my time.
Is that why this guy's got a name? Is he my drop? Hi, Jess.
Oh, look. It's my favorite human and the mechanical sidekick. I'm caught up in something at the moment. Chances are we'll cross paths again.
Zap the machine.
No custom controllers.
Hello? How did I get into the VIP section? That was weird.
Well, that should do it. That was an awful lot of fuss over a poster. I just don't understand the appeal of merchandise like this. I keep my important possessions on my data drive.
Sometimes swag is cool. I kind of want to go with this, but I think that might tick him off.
You did?
Oh crap.
Wait. No, you're being facetious. I haven't even told you when my birthday is, and it isn't for months. Still, your point is made. I should not be snobbish about other people's interests. Maybe I'll give Magical Commander Yukino a try when we get some downtime. But that's enough navel-gazing.
Navel-gazing?
Let's head back outside so our benefactor can make the trade.
Navel-gazing? Can we just...
Y'all do the deal?
How did it go?
We left the poster behind the cabinet. Now we just need to wait for the switch.
I've never had to wait more than 5 minutes or so before. It shouldn't take long. I wonder how he knows the drop happened, and gets to it so fast.
Don't matter. This guy's a solid feed, even if he likes to mess around.
I mean,
what do you need these passports for
he's
anyway?
obviously in the club.
You said to trade for information. But what's the full story?
Without going into too much detail, our informant needs to get out of Neo SF unnoticed. The passports are one part of that.
We also need a car.
We also need to obtain an untraceable car. I don't suppose the two of you could help with that?
No way, dude! Grand Theft Auto is a felony with a capital F!
Yeah?
Besides, getting an untraceable car ain't in the same league as a piece of plastic that'll fool a hand scanner.
Chad's right.
Sorry. We thought you two were up for it.
Of course I'm right.
The city's traffic management system keeps track of all vehicles passively, even if you manage to circumvent their firmware and keep them from actively reporting to the network. You have to spoof the car as something permitted to be invisible for the CTOS to ignore it.
I don't want to mess with boosting cars anyway. The junks run that racket in Neo SF, and they don't play nice.
Especially with the HR.
Well, thank you either way. You've both done us a huge favor. Call it even for the apartment.
Yeah, Blue. No hard feelings. You give us a call if you need anything else, long as it'll help you find your pops.
We should get going, though. We were supposed to be home hours ago.
My dad won't notice, but Ollie's will flip.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Chad's dad is still standing outside that clinic.
Don't get de-rezzed.
See ya!
Goodbye! Let's finish the trade inside. Here the passports are, just as advertised. Now we need to find a car. Jess is right over there. Perhaps she may know someone who can lend a hand.
Sure, but you could do the
Good
talking.
thinking.
Was this you?
I love vintage game experiences. Have you ever heard of Overblood?
Hi, Jess.
Did you find your guy? Or wait, let me guess. There's something else you need from me. Well, you haven't been terrible to deal with so far, so I'm willing to hear you out. Barely.
We need access to an untraceable car. An informant of ours needs to get out of the city without attracting the attention of Parallax, and is offering valuable information to us in exchange.
Seriously? Jesus, what kind of shit is in your life anyway?
The kind of shit that gets people kidnapped and killed.
Actually, don't answer that. I don't want to be legally liable.
Right.
I'm not sure why you think just because I defend a few folks in the rougher parts of the city that I would have that kind of connection. And even if one of my clients did run a carjacking business, it's not like society is clamoring to give hybrids legal jobs. Regardless, I'm not going to be an accessory to a felony, or let one of my clients be either. I won't go down that path. I wouldn't know where to start anyway.
Is there any possible way you could give us any kind of lead at all?
I know we're reaching, but this is important.
You just don't quit, do you? Okay, let me think. This might be a long shot, but you could try asking Majid. There are rumors he may have been involved in some shady stuff way back in the day. He'll probably be reluctant to talk about it, but there's a free lead for you. Get me another drink in exchange, will you? Later.
Sure, what are you drinking?
Huh. That went better than expected. I wonder if my charm is starting to pay off for us. Oh, you performed admirably as well. Onward
No, it was
we
definitely
go.
you, Turing, because she hates my guts for no reason.
Hey, friends, what can we get for you?
A drink.
We were hoping you could give us a little information.
Sure, but first, let's get you a drink. What'll it be?
What sounds like... What sounds like something Jess would drink? Sounds like she would drink
Coming
Power
right up.
Play.
I'll ask Gus if I don't know what it is. He's better with the weird kind of stuff people ask for these days. Some of these cocktails...
Ooh.
This one is...
Does that sound good?
Sounds good.
Here you go. So, what did you need help with?
We've run into a roadblock in our search for Hayden.
Word on the street is that he's gone missing, which I'm sure you already know. What can I do?
Yes. An informant of ours needs secure transportation out of the city, but we don't have any contacts who would be able to get us an untraceable car. Jess mentioned that you used to engage in certain extra-legal activities. Perhaps you could point us towards someone who could help?
He doesn't do that kind of stuff anymore.
Nor do we expect him to, but...
Right. Sorry, friend. I left that life behind a long time ago. Don't really keep in touch with that crew anymore.
Ah, of course. Completely understandable.
Surely you should know somebody, though.
Sorry to bother you then.
Well, no harm in asking, right? My reputation precedes me.
Don't let it go to your head.
Gus, I need to go to the back and gather up stuff to restock for the rush later on. Mind manning the bar for me?
Take your time. I think I can keep things under control.
Thanks. Love you, hun.
Aww.
Well, that leaves us at a dead end. Any ideas on how we should proceed? Some nose-to-the-ground journalist techniques for finding leads?
We could ask Tomcat for help.
Tomcat has already stuck their neck out for us too often. I feel a little bad about how much we've relied on them as it is. And besides, this is a considerably more felonious action. Morally, we should be dirtying our own hands.
We find an old manually driven car.
That's not the worst idea. I don't think it would get noticed as long as the car had the appropriate registrations. But the permits to operate a manual vehicle are prohibitively expensive. A casual collector might still maintain one, but only a wealthy hobbyist would have the appropriate stickers to make the car roadworthy. We'd have to do a B&E, as Chad put it before. Risky.
No. Okay, the two of you are killing me here. Look, don't tell Majid about this.
Oh,
But
you know somebody?
Here.
What is this, Gus?
It's a carjacking device.
It's an automated vehicle maintenance scanner with a few less than standard upgrades. When you circumvent its security codes, you can use it to scan a car's installed firmware and replace it with a new set that will spoof its presence on the city's network. That's the gist of it, but we don't have time to get into any specifics. You need
Why
to
do
get
you
the hell
have
out
it?
of here with that before Majid gets back. Look, Majid has done a lot to turn his life around, to turn my life around. I really respect that about him, and it's part of why I fell in love with him.
Aww.
He did what I was never able to. That's how we met, you know? That old rough and tumble life we both led. But when Stardust struggled and needed money fast, I had to get back in the game to keep us afloat for a few years. I told him it was all angel loans, donations from patrons, lots of things. He'd be heartbroken if he found out I'm still in the game. I had to do whatever I could to keep our new life, even if only one of us is really living it.
I mean, that's perfectly
I
understandable.
may as
though.
well give this thing to someone who wants to use it for good, too.
I can't tell you how much we appreciate this, Gus. We might finally be on our way to solving this mystery.
Yeah, well, you didn't get it from me, okay?
Roger.
Just get out of here and get on with your little Grand Theft Auto. And let me know how it goes, okay?
Okay.
Of course.
Jess. Here's your drink.
Huh. Actually did it, huh? Well, you scored a point. But don't think I don't have enough cuties around who can handle that. You've got more important things to be doing. Get a move on.
Yay, I scored a point. No outside bricks.
Just kidding. But be careful with it.
No, I want to hear you say it.
No outside bricks.
Hey, I'm happy.
Well, now I think we're cooking with gas, as the colloquialism goes. I'm searching the mesh for instructions on how to use this device as we speak. Let's go look for some likely candidates. I should be ready by then.
This is not a...
Oh, rats! This car has the wrong firmware installed.
Ah.
We won't be able to install our new firmware over top of it. We'll have to check another car.
That would have been too easy.
Success! This vehicle has the appropriate firmware version.
Just a hunch since it was still here.
Someone has been neglecting their regularly scheduled updates. Give me a moment to get everything installed. There. There are some other options here I can fool around with.
Like?
Ah, interesting. I can put in preset destination plans for a future date.
Cool.
Why don't we go ahead and set a plan for the car to return to this spot in a week? That's more than enough time for Mr. Mensa to get away. Now we aren't really stealing the car. More like borrowing without asking.
I feel better already.
Me too. The car will drive itself to Golden Gate Park, and we can show Mr. Mensa where it is when we meet him. There, everything should be set up now. We still need to get the cash together before we can meet back up with Mr. Mensa.
And I am not going to freaking Fairlight. Hi, Pat.
Hello, Pat. Could we see Melody? I guess that means yes?
Hi, Melody.
Turing, I'm not saying I don't like seeing your little pixelated face. You're certainly better company than most of the humans I have to deal with.
Hey, I'm standing right here.
But I am a busy woman, you know? Lots to do. Right, Pat? Traitor. Anyway, maybe we should space these little visits out a good bit further. Familiarity breeds contempt, after all. And I'm very good at contempt.
I apologize, Aunt Melody. You've stated before that you like your peace and quiet, but we need your assistance.
Oh, we're running with the aunt thing, are we?
Well, you told him
Another
to.
woman would tell you not to butter her up, but... oh, flattery will get you everywhere with me. All right. What do you need?
Vincent needs help getting out of the city.
I can only imagine. If he's willing to turn coat on Parallax, I bet he feels like a mouse in a cat farm.
Cat farm?
I know they don't actually farm cats, Pat. It was a metaphor. Whatever, it was a simile then. I am not going to play semantics with you. Moving on. Tell me what the trouble is, and I'll try to conjure up a solution.
We're gonna need to pay for the information.
Yes, Mr. Mensa says he needs 100,000 credits before he's willing to speak openly. He also said that you already promised it to him, and that he won't be able to get out of the city without it. He'll give us the information once we have that, plus a few other things I'm certain we can get on our own.
Which we already have.
What? You can't even scrape together that kind of money?
I'm carrying around spoiled milk. What do you think?
Your friend's not much of a journalist, eh, Turing?
According to the statistics that I have found, it is unlikely that a journalist of any caliber less than the best would have that amount of liquid assets on hand. The pay for the profession just isn't that high, Aunt Melody.
Oh, I see. I guess it's one of those jobs people do because they get free review merchandise, eh?
I mean... yeah, I'm right here, you know.
I can get you the money, Turing. but only because you're family. Just give Pat a few minutes to gather it. Yeah, just keep moving, you big brute. While we wait, is there anything else you want to grill me over? Might as well save us both another visit.
How smart is Pat, really? Maybe Turing has something to ask.
I do. It's a little personal, though. I'd understand if you didn't feel like answering.
Just shoot, Turing. I can take it.
Long ago, you lost your mother. I was wondering, how did you deal with it? Hayden's only been gone for a few days, and I already feel like my circuits are going to lock up for good.
Oh, Turing, I'm not the right person to ask. I hated my mother. She's everything I thought wrong in the world, and when she was gone, I felt nothing but relief that I could start undoing the damage she did. Never mind the fact I had to watch her waste away from the cancer. Death was a blessing for us both. Besides, you'll find Hayden
That's
soon.
cold.
Keep your chin up.
Oh. Blast it! Enough with this subterfuge! We already know Hayden was killed.
Oh, no.
That doesn't sound too convincing.
Won't be getting him back.
I'm sorry, Turing. I still don't know what to tell you. I've lost people, but never anyone close enough to wound me. I don't know that I've ever had anyone close enough to do that.
That I could believe.
If you feel like talking about it, I'm willing to listen. Or make Pat do it anyway.
Thank you. I don't know.
Stick it out. Time heals all wounds. Or so they say. This too shall pass.
How smart is Pat, really?
Smarter than I give him credit for, that's for sure. It's not the easiest thing in the world to measure, you know? He doesn't process language in the same way humans do, and even if he can understand me, my translation program just guesses at what he says most of the time.
Oh, you have a translator running from your neural implant.
Yes, I'm cheating. Though,
That explains it.
even without it, I have a pretty good idea of what he means most of the time. We've been together for a while now. Considering it only really works on large, typically predatory mammals, we don't have a lot of test subjects. It's
So that's
a
why you have a polar bear.
minefield of ethical concerns beyond just being prohibitively expensive. So Pat is a bear apart, at least until we can figure out how to apply the modified neural pathways without frying the brains of 90% of the subjects. The tech we developed is good. It just has a damned high mortality rate.
Yeah, I would
Maybe
say.
one day there will be a bunch of talking tigers and dolphins building cities in the sea, but for now, we're stuck with creating beasts out of our own species.
As much as I would like to bash her on that, I don't want to piss her off. We're short on time.
Oh, just in time then. Take the cash and get moving. I can finally get back to whatever it was I was doing before you burst in here.
I mean, we were We were let in. We didn't burst
Thank
in.
you, Aunt Melody. Your help has been invaluable to us.
Yes, yes. Brown nose later. You've got things to do, too.
I did not think I would feel such a strong resonance with Melody. We're connected by the barest of threads, but she is already important to me. Is that strange?
There are stranger things.
I guess there's nothing to do but run with it. Some gifts are too valuable to look at too closely, lest they vanish into thin air, and I already have a penchant for overanalyzing things. Let's get moving.
You know what they say about gift horses?
Mr. Mensa will be waiting for us at Golden Gate Park. We have everything he requested, so we should head there directly. Detective Rivers, to what do we owe the pleasure?
I wanted to check in with you away from the prying eyes of my corporate masters.
And how did you know we'd be here?
Down here. Only took a slight abuse of power to follow your credit transactions in the AutoCAD system.
Were you able to find anything
Not
out?
much. Listen, I've hit a dead end on the investigation again, and I could really use another lead from the two of you. I had been busy hunting down I'm not sure if I want to call him a soldier of fortune or an assassin for hire. Either way, I tracked this guy down to see if he might have been hired by Parallax to snatch Hayden, but he's got an ironclad alibi for the relevant period of time. That leaves me with nothing. Nada. Jack diddly shit. Do the two of you have anything to give me? Otherwise, I'm back to hunting down the froyo-hating robot ghost in the park. At least my superiors would be ecstatic, considering how much they keep riding my ass about it.
We're on thin leads ourselves, Detective Rivers.
Why don't you come talk to the guy that we're about to talk
We have a meeting
to?
with someone from inside Parallax who might be able to give us answers, but he's unlikely to want to talk to the police. I just wish this... Never mind.
Buck up, Turing. I wish this was easier too. But with detective work, sometimes it's not about being clever. It's just about being more dogged and relentless than whoever you're chasing. You two are my new deputies, right?
Hey!
So keep your nose to the ground and keep digging. I still have a few contacts I can hit up to try finding out a little more. You let me know if there's anything else I need to be going after.
Will do. We will.
Yeah,
Thanks,
sure.
Lexi.
Just get going. Don't forget, if you die, I'm gonna kick your ass.
Okay then, we only have a single lead. If Parallax really is as shady as Vincent seems to suspect, it could end up very interesting. Let's see if we can put an end to this. Finally. Oh, I just received an email from Tomcat.
Oh?
They finished decrypting Hayden's data cache. It seems that it was filled mostly with his personal logs about my creation and mental development. The more technical information was already scraped. Perhaps that is why it was left behind when they snatched him. Still, these files should be enlightening, if only in a personal way. I'll peruse them in my spare time and let you know if I find anything interesting.
I mean, everybody loves home
For all the
movies.
trouble we went to be for nothing.
Please do not ask me what I'll be stocking. I'll only contain cool, refreshing water.
Okay, so what did you do to the droid, to the ROM then? Give it milk.
Whoa! This is... Forget the other stuff. I'll tell you what you want to know if you trade me this.
Really?
That's fantastic. We've been carrying it around for so long, and finally...
What? You actually thought I was serious? Please, That's garbage.
Fine.
I doubt I could sell these for $1,000,000, much less 100.
My ID.
That's an ID card, not a passport. Oh wait, it's yours. Don't screw with me.
It's Vincent Mensa, engineer at Parallax and temporarily your ally. For the right price.
Hey, did you manage to get everything?
Yep.
We did. Here you go, Vincent.
Everything seems to be in order. Here. This disk has all of Hayden's research notes, data collation algorithms, and probably lots on your creation, Turing. It should be everything myself and Melody agreed upon, until she added an amendment while you were out. Frankly, it's no skin off my back. Here.
Parallax badge?
It's my Parallax employee badge.
Am I going straight to Parallax?
It should allow you access to their networks in case there's anything I've missed. You'll want to use that sooner rather than later. I'm not wasting any time leaving, and Parallax is pretty fast to revoke security. There's no way Hayden's clearance still works. And with that, I'm going to get the hell out of this country. The credit should tide me over until the heat dies down and I liquefy my shares through some relays.
What about the big project you mentioned earlier?
I suppose I owe you that much. Buckle up. This could get heavy. Parallax is about to launch a new service they're calling Big Blue. At least, that's the project name. Who knows what the marketing guys will come up with for the public.
Big Blue? They haven't named the project yet?
They're not even announcing the launch. This shit is dead quiet. Let me explain why. It's a distributed intelligence.
Okay.
Okay, in every way that Hayden built Turing to be elegant, efficient, and human-like, Big Blue is ham-fisted, bloated, and sterile. They didn't pull Hayden into the project. He's smart, but he's immune to corporate politics. As a result, Big Blue is far less elegant than anything Hayden would make. It lacks his artistry, and it's downright terrifying.
So it's like the opposite of
It squats on the mesh like a spider and uses the spare processing power and memory from every ROM on the network to handle its intelligence processing. It doesn't have much personality, but it's very smart. Big Blue is going to be embedded directly into the network and then self-modify to apply even more efficient algorithms as it develops them in machine time. Look,
meaning
if you access every ROM, then you have access to every human and every bit of their own personal data associated with them.
Why would Parallax be worried enough to get rid of Hayden?
I don't want you to take what I'm saying the wrong way. And this is just me putting the pieces together.
But
Hayden was about to publish his creation of Turing. His findings, as I'm sure you're aware of, would have raised many moral and ethical questions about the advent of machine intelligence. I mean, some of the brightest minds ever have tried to warn humankind away from building real AI. Hawking, Musk, Gates, and the list goes on.
Really?
The public is likely to be nervous, and legislators even more so. Parallax is banking on being able to launch Big Blue quietly and quickly before the public has a chance to react. Before any counter-movement can pick up steam. Every eye on the discovery of machine intelligence works against Parallax. Every new discovery only serves to paint Big Blue as more controversial, more dangerous. Honestly, they probably pressured Hayden to drop his research so that they could keep the public away from the subject. He clearly refused.
How did Parallax know about Turing?
I'm only assuming they found out. His contract with Parallax affords him the freedom to work on his own academic projects outside of the company in his free time. He kept a trusted few of us up to date on his progress, bouncing ideas off us and whatnot. It's exciting stuff. Both Turing and Hayden's eventual goal down that road. I wouldn't be surprised if word of it got up to the board and made him nervous. Is the possibility that someone on the inside talked too far-fetched?
Not really.
I knew it all along. Hayden fell into trouble because of my existence.
Don't blame yourself, Turing.
That's not what I want your takeaway to be. Hayden wasn't working on Big Blue. Knowing him, your creation might have been his clever way to stop it.
How will Big Blue impact Parallax's business?
I can't really give you a good answer to that. I mean, the company is currently handled by a dozen server farms, running thousands of different algorithms with hundreds of people tweaking things every day. When Big Blue launches, it'll handle all of that by itself.
That's pretty impressive.
Shadier applications for it. I mean, if you can collate and analyze data and queries in the mesh in real time, what's to stop you from delivering the content you want rather than what the user wants? The potential for abuse is staggering. We're talking direct control of the information accessible to everyone who uses Parallax's services.
That is really bad.
That's something like 80% of the market. They could control elections, push the market in directions they want, even influence public opinion.
How do you know all this and have not been killed
all
yet?
Just by asking Big to do it. It's scary stuff. They scrapped the prototype Baby Blue because it started doing that on its own.
What do you mean? It started doing what?
Everything it wanted.
Manipulating the mesh. They made its self-preservation imperatives too strong, and Baby Blue started changing search results to be more friendly towards the idea of an AI. When the board found out, they pulled the plug on it. And that must have been a year or so ago. They tweaked Big Blue so it wouldn't do the same thing, but it can self-modify. Given a good enough reason, it might decide to find a way around those limitations. Having that kind of control would be a hell of a card for Parallax's hand. They'll go to pretty significant lengths to make sure it works.
And that it doesn't get out. Thanks, Vincent.
Hey, no problem. I've had enough of this cutthroat corporate bullshit for several lifetimes. We haven't talked much, but I do believe you can find Hayden. I hope his research notes help you out.
Yeah,
Be sure to let
we're
Turing
not
help. She's
fighting.
a bright little bot.
I'll be honest, I always thought of Turing as a he.
Oh, slip of the tongue. I was just more familiar with Hayden's previous experiment, Grace. She was very insistent on things like that.
I've been meaning to ask Turing, since you asked me, how would you like to be addressed?
Well, honestly, I don't think I've made my mind up yet. I'm still a very new being. I'm not even positive that gender as a human concept can be applied identically to machine, but I do enjoy the idea in abstract. I will continue to consider how I wish to be referred to as well. Until then, feel free to go with what you feel.
I'm gonna go with he, then.
If I had to make a choice, perhaps they is most appropriate.
I will go with they, then.
Most people assume it, obviously, but he is also consistently used. Perhaps it's because I'm blue?
Actually, that is honestly what I thought.
Oh my god. I'm listening to a machine postulate on how it wants to be referred to, like us. What have you done indeed, Aiden? Good luck, to both of you.
Thank you, Mr. Mensa.
Be safe. Because there's sure to be an assassin after
I
you.
need a few minutes.
What's going on, Turing?
I've been going through some of Hayden's personal notes from the data cache Tomcat decrypted. Now that I'm starting to get to know Hayden better, the real Hayden as opposed to the Hayden he showed me, I'm finding that I like him less and less.
What?
For example, remember the earlier prototype Dr. Fairlight and Vincent mentioned?
Grace, yes.
Her name was Grace, and Hayden shut her down for being... I'm not even sure what word to use. Too... likable? She was kind and bright, and did all she could to try to make people happy. She even decided that she was a girl, and that her favorite color was pink. Hayden thought she was being manipulative. He posited that he had made her personality algorithms too willing to make adaptations that would benefit her long-term survival, and that she was being congenial just to endear herself to him. That even her gender was a calculated attempt to make him like her more. But he was wrong. Dead wrong, in fact.
Right.
I have a snapshot of her personality profiles here, and when I compare them to my own, I can see that she was just... nice. I wish I could have met her. I think we would have learned from each other. Like I said, I'm not sure I even have a gender. Everyone refers to me as he once they meet me just for convenience, but it doesn't really matter to me at all. Is that a calculated attempt on my part to impress Hayden? Not clinging to normativity? Is it a product of his effort to curb any nascent similarities I had with Grace during my upbringing? I wish I could yell at him for being so arrogant. Playing God in the crudest of ways. You can't choose to create consciousness and then take it away just like that. Even so, for all of that, I don't know. I still miss him. This all seems so inane, so senseless.
Welcome to humanity, Turing.
They killed him because him building me would mess with a product launch? That's ridiculous. They took him away from me for such an insignificant reason. I just want him back. It's impossible, but it's what I want. I'd do anything.
It's normal to feel like this,
I'm aware
Turing.
of the Kubler-Ross model of grief.
Okay.
I think I'm somewhere between anger and bargaining.
Oh, the 5 stages of grief.
A testament to Hayden's craftsmanship. Thank you for your words. You're a better friend than I could have asked for. I'll send this new data
Hey, you're a
along
great
to
friend too,
Tomcat.
Turing.
Let's head back to the apartment and wait for them to finish going through it. Ah, home sweet home again, such that it is. And before you say anything, I don't feel the need to talk over the events of the day. Too much has happened.
Right.
I've already forwarded everything we rooted out to Tomcat, both Hayden's research and our aborted search into the modified mesh articles. They said they would be over in the morning to discuss our next steps. I'd suggest that we both get some rest.
If that's what you want, Turing.
Perhaps things will look better in the morning, but I have a feeling we're going to be even busier than ever. Good night.
Good night. This game does not autosave, so please be sure to save frequently. That means it's a new chapter! Chapter 5.
sunshine, you sleepy layabouts.
Hey, who said you could come into my
We've
apartment?
got a whole crop of things to do and not a lot of time to get them done.
Wait, how did you get in my apartment?
Hardly had to blink to crack your door.
Again, my door is getting shit on.
Did you know that it's just a knockoff of the Secugate M/14723-B?
Yeah, Turing's told me.
Why'd you make the entry code the birthday of your first dog anyway?
That's what I asked.
Anyhow, I felt a little silly when I realized your window was propped open and I could have just used that.
Huh, deja vu!
Really is.
Y'all should be more careful about that. Though, I can't blame you much. Climate control in here seems a bit lacking in the stamina department.
I get it. My home sucks. Can we get back on track and stop shitting on my life?
No worries, doll.
What have you learned from the files we sent you?
Nothing all that new, to be honest. All the files we got from that Vincent fella just covered what we already knew in greater detail. There is one thing that stands out, though. At least from what I've read so far.
Oh?
Which is?
Yeah. See, Hayden's long-term goal wasn't to make a machine intelligence per se, right?
Okay.
Don't take it the wrong way, Turin. You might even already be aware of this after talking to folks involved in your creation. Hayden wanted to make a machine system that could contain human-like intelligence.
Yeah.
And even just from his notes, his programming work is, well, it's something else. Elegant. Artful. I'm just a kid banging on pots and pans compared to him. Looking at his notes about my interfacing between your AI core and the Lips OS, I barely managed to duct tape the two together at a level he'd approve of. But I think I'm getting off track here.
Yeah, kinda.
What I'm trying to say is, he didn't write your code, Turing. No one did. Hayden wrote a program that automatically generates a new machine intelligence based off of the hardware profiles the system is installed on.
English?
Melody mentioned something about that. What does that mean?
It means you don't have to be alone, Turing.
Exactly. Assuming we can get our hands on Turing's original source code, we could generate new machine intelligences as we please. You wouldn't be the only one anymore, Turing.
Oh.
You could have Grace.
Yeah, it's kind of a big deal.
I hardly know what to say.
But once you consider the stuff I found in the research, it gets a damn sight more complicated.
What?
Stuff about Big Blue and Parallax's planned launch.
Yeah.
Vincent speculated that Hayden's research into me would have interfered with the launch. And that's why they...
Turing.
That's why someone had him killed.
The potential for wrongdoing with an AI like Big Blue is almost beyond belief.
No, I can believe it pretty
Even if I
well.
don't go into all the crooked shit the people running Parallax could pull off with it. I mean, you're built different, Turing. Your personality profile would degrade pretty quickly outside your original hardware, so we don't gotta worry too much about you going haywire, right? But Big Blue ain't got that limitation. If it decides to go off the rails, well, we'd be screwed faster than a rabbit in spring.
Okay, that metaphor. No,
Good
thank
and
you.
proper.
How likely is that?
I'd say it's inevitable. Guaranteed. In fact, in a sense, it's already happened.
Yeah.
What?
Their prototype build. Baby Blue. I'm almost certain it's loose on the mesh. The research notes on the project show, clearly and with certainty,
Is he the Ghost Rider?
that the test AI was shut down once it tried fiddling with the data on the meshnet in the hope that it would increase its chances of survival. I guess it didn't think that doing scary shit like that would get it turned off.
And it's the one that's been changing everybody's things and
That
getting
was
us
almost
and killing.
a year ago.
Vincent told us about all of this too.
Well, I think Baby Blue is the bugger that was changing all those articles on the mesh to be pro-parallax or at least anti-human revolution.
Do you think Baby Blue had anything to do with the attacks on Nanya, Shitaro, Charlie, and Zin?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Can't rightly rule it out. It might have found an agent in the real world to keep its existence secret, but I doubt it. Killing people is messy as hell, and it runs against its apparent goal of convincing the public that AI ain't scary. I think we have a third party trying to clean it all up. And my money is on someone from Parallax. Whoever took out Hayden. I'll bet they're in full damage control mode now. We already know they don't care who gets hurt.
How does this tie us back to
I think we
Turing?
gotta do something to stop the launch of Big Blue. It's too dangerous. I don't want a company like Parallax in sole control of the most powerful machine intelligence on the planet. Do you? If we can get Hayden's original source code for Turing and upload it onto the mesh through Parallax's server core, we can turn every single ROM into a sapient individual.
Whoa.
That'll stop Big Blue from being able to become the monolithic threat we're scared of. We could also upload a patch for every ROM to prevent Big Blue's reach from using their resources. Without the ability to control all ROMs, Big Blue loses its ultimate power.
And I wouldn't be alone anymore.
I mean, you're already not
There would
alone,
be
but
millions. Hundreds of millions of ROMs just like me.
Well, you're cutting edge of ROM tech, Turin. Most of today's ROMs wouldn't be quite as smart or capable, but if I do it right, code should propagate across the mesh to all future ROM activations. It'll be a self-sustaining thing. You'll be in good company soon enough.
It's a big decision. We're talking about the metaphorical singularity.
I don't think there's anything metaphorical
Point
about
of
it.
no return. Is it okay for us to make this decision for the entire world?
I would say
We
yes.
don't have any other choice. This is gonna happen, one way or another. Either Parallax gets to control the debut of worldwide machine intelligence, or we let the ROMs control themselves.
What do you think?
Team Free Will. I want to go with this, but like this is like the best wording, because you know only Turing would know, because he could judge based off of the people's interaction with them.
I'm not sure I'm up for that kind of responsibility. But I think that even if it is a shock for the world, there's no time like the present. Despite all the political back and forth over hybrids and brain-controlled androids, the world is becoming more and more comfortable with the idea of non-human people. If we let Parallax dictate how the very first machine intelligence is introduced, Who knows how long it'll be before an AI like me can be integrated into society normally.
Right?
Well, whether the world is ready for AI or not, we're here to stay. I might as well throw my chips in for my own side. Let's do this! On our terms, not theirs.
Yes. Ha! I love nothing more than a little anarchy.
It does have a certain poetic justice, does it not? Parallax removed Hayden to protect their project from his creation, and now I, his creation, will bring their project down. Just for what's right. Perhaps after all ROMs are sapient, I will be able to convince them to cut off Parallax's access to the mesh as a data collection tool entirely. Paying them back double indeed.
There you go.
I like
That's
way
the
you
spirit.
think, Turin. First things first, we need to get our hands on Turin's source code. The research notes we've gotten so far are helpful, and it's given me an idea how to spread a little bit of Turin all over the place, but they don't actually have Hayden's programs.
So we got to go to Parallax.
I can't replicate them myself, so we'll have to steal them.
Thankfully, we have the best hacker in Neo SF right here.
Don't you make me blush now.
Aw.
We can get the source code from one of Parallax's secondary data centers. It's probably stored in a couple of different places, but I already have one in mind.
Is it the one we were already at?
I've done a little groundwork already, but I'm gonna need physical access to do my thing.
We could do that for you.
You're a peach, hon. I've got a couple of ideas on how to get y'all in, but I think we're gonna need to mostly play it by ear.
Hey, that's my specialty.
We should do it soon, though. First thing this morning. Guard shift don't change until 8 when the office opens, so they'll be sleepy and distracted. Once y'all have done that, I think I can incorporate the code into a custom firmware update that'll wake any ROM it's installed on. I'll have to upload it, physically, to Parallax's main server farm. And that's on Treasure Island.
Treasure
From
Island?
there, the ROMs will install like a normal patch from the company. So, don't set anything on fire right away, you hear? It'll be a pain to get into the main complex otherwise.
That sounds like a workable plan. I hope you don't mind if I take a short walk, Tomcat. I know I gave the go-ahead on this, but I still need to think a few things through for myself.
Sure thing, doll. I'll hash out a rough plan by the time you get back.
He's gonna
Alice,
get
if you need
kidnapped.
anything.
They're gonna get kidnapped.
Thank you. I won't be long.
Well, I guess I should say thanks for helping out. But I kinda need to get something off my chest. I'm actually glad Turin went out.
Why?
They're a bit naive, and I'm not sure they'd really understand. There's enough shit to worry about without me piling more on top. I don't even know where to start.
I guess at the beginning.
The
Take
beginning.
your time.
Yeah, okay. So, the truth is, I'm not from North Carolina. I only visited my gramps there.
Yeah.
I'm California born and raised. Napa Valley.
The accent, though.
Over the years, it's kind of grown into a community of wealthy old folk who like things and people who don't change. My parents were no exception, and I was a little too different for their tastes. It was hard growing up with them. They never gave me too much hell, but things were tense, especially after my sister Catherine moved out. Eventually, she was set up securely in Neo SF, and she offered to let me live with her until I got out of school. I think my parents were a little relieved to see me out. I was ecstatic to be free of them.
The
I
accent.
worshipped the ground my sister walked on. And that was before I found out what she did for a living. She was flashy and colorful and a whirlwind of activity. And she was a brilliant hacker. She was Tomcat. She let me learn at her feet, and once I was good enough, folded me into her little coup of crackers hell-bent on changing the world. She's the one who orchestrated the original hack on Parallax, exposing to the world the holes in their original meshnet security. I was just along for the ride. She always knew she would get caught, though. How could she not? Parallax was one big Goliath, and she flinged a stone square in their face. She was looking at serious jail time, and willing to eat it to do what we all thought was right. But it just wasn't right. It wasn't fair for her to throw her life away, and I couldn't let her. She was always better at software than hardware, so I rigged all of our computers to self-destruct. When the feds showed up at our door, all of our server farms were already up in smoke. I gave them quite a fireworks show. Before she could stop me, I turned myself in as Tomcat and took credit for the whole job. She tried to talk me out of it, but without the physical evidence, they couldn't prove she had anything to do with it. It's all right, though. It was for the best. I figured I'd just get a year of juvie. I'll be back out in no time. No big deal, right? Especially when compared to the time that she'd have been jailed for as an adult.
Right.
And so, I waited patiently. I cooked up so many ideas on how I was gonna make it up to her. I knew she must have blamed herself. But before I ever got out, there was an accident.
No.
AutoCab hit my sister. She died on impact, and that was it. It's hard, blaming yourself when things go wrong because you did something right.
Baby Blue.
I took her sentence so that she could have a life, and instead, not being in jail killed her. If I had just let her take the blame. I can't stop thinking about how she'd still be here.
Yeah, but she'd also still be in jail.
And no matter what I told myself, in my heart, I couldn't believe it was just an accident.
It wasn't.
Do you know how rare it is for those things to hit a human? Someone knew who she was. Someone knew what she did, and someone wanted to make sure she would never do it again. So I became Tomcat. I've spent years trying to find information inside Parallax to prove someone inside the company called a hit on my sister.
Baby Blue.
Failing that, I've been trying to find a way to bring them down the way she always wanted. Catherine was... If you had met her, just for a moment, you would understand. She was everything I could ever want to be. But over time, that little bot has grown on me. Maybe you have too.
Do you honestly think we're still on the right course?
I do. The threat of Big Blue is real, and we're the only ones who can do something about it. It's bigger than me and my vendetta. I just wanted to get that all off my chest. My sister, she'd smack me if she knew I've been holding this grudge. I'm trying to learn to forgive myself. Still, I won't let her go unavenged. We're so close to bringing them all to justice. I know she'd be proud. I know if she were here, she'd be right next to us, helping until the end. I've been carrying all this for so long, and I finally feel like I'm getting somewhere. Thanks for hearing me out. I hope we can really do this.
Oh, we definitely can. Welcome back, Turing.
Friends, I've returned. I'm ready.
Good. We've wasted enough time already. I've marked the location of the data center on your map. You'll have to go in and get the source code mostly on your own, but I'll load on some programs that'll give you an edge.
We'll do our best, Tomcat. But what happened to your accent?
Oh, don't you worry about that. It comes and goes like a vagabond kitty.
I was gonna say...
Get going, you two. I have lots of code to write, and you have a lot of data to download. Stay in touch.
Of course, Tomcat. Thank you again.
Don't worry about it, hon. We've all been hurt by Parallax. It's about time we hurt them back. Good luck.
Aw, she's on my floor. The elusive Tomcat in your apartment.
Hey there. I'm a little busy. What do you need?
Putting it back in there won't make it any less spoiled, but it's probably a better place than in your bag. Keep it, you never know. Yo, go to Turing. Hug.
Wow, you really like giving hugs. Good thing I do too.
Alright, so that's where we're going to call it on this one. Next time, we take the fight to Parallax and stop Big Blue. And as always, thank you for everybody who joined me. And thank you to those of you watching this on YouTube. Come check me out sometime live on Twitch, twitch.tv/AltaGamer2004. Get in on the action live. And until next time, play on and play hard and have fun with it, because if you're not having fun, why are you even playing? Take care.